Okay, for day 2 for pizza. Today we're gonna actually roll it out, make the pizza, and eat it. First thing that the cook needs to do on day 2 is preheat the oven to 425. Remember, to preheat the oven, you just turn the dial till the digital display reads 425 and you leave it alone. All right, so ingredients for day 2 is our toppings. We need 2/3 cup pasta sauce. We need 10 pieces of pepperoni. We need 1 cup of mozzarella cheese and 1 spoon of flour for the cutting board. Notice it says spoon of flour and not measuring spoons or a tablespoon or a teaspoon. You're just gonna literally take a spoon and put it on a custard cup. So equipment that we need for day 2 is we need the small liquid measuring cup. We need the 1 cup dry, and we need 2 custard cups. Assistant cook, who is assistant cook on day 1, is still assistant cook for day 2. You're gonna come up to the table, and you can go in any order. Now the pepperoni is gonna be in stacks of 10. You can take it, and it goes into a custard cup. The cheese, you're going to scoop, okay? And you want to get a full cup, so if you need to use your hand to scoop some more up, because remember, we washed our hands. Okay, so you've got 1 cup of cheese. Then we need the sauce. We need 2/3 of a cup of sauce. So you're going to find 2/3 of a cup on the small liquid. You're going to empty this in. Now, I like a lot of sauce. So if your whole kitchen group doesn't want that much, you can go to the next measurement down, which is a half. Okay, so there is my sauce. And then you're gonna make sure that you get your bag of flour. And then the last thing that you need is a spoon of flour for your cutting board. And then you're gonna go back to your kitchen and give that to your cook. The cook is going to first preheat the oven. The second thing they're gonna do is spray the pizza pan with oil. So it says on your thing in cupboard 1, you're going to get out your cooking spray and you're gonna get out your pizza pan. And we are gonna spray it. You're gonna hold this back, make sure you've got the sprayer pointed away from you, and you're gonna hold up your pizza pan, and you are gonna lightly spray it. Notice that it is not dripping or running down, okay? It is just a light spray. Put the cooking spray back in cupboard 1. Okay, direction number 7 says, press the dough into an oiled pizza pan. You have a choice here. You can take your dough and try and press it into the pan, or, as your directions say, you can use a cutting board and a rolling pin. So I'm gonna do the cutting board and a rolling pin. I'm going to put the flour on the cutting board. I'm gonna get my dough out. And I'm gonna roll it using my rolling pin. Okay, I'm gonna shape it into a circle to start. And you're gonna roll across going one direction, turning it, going the other. Your cutting board will not move because it'll be up against the backboard. Mine moves because I don't have anything against it. But you're gonna try and roll this dough out as big as you can on the cutting board, or you can try and press it in. I don't wanna see anybody flipping it up in the air because we are not pizza chefs yet. Okay, once you get it to about as big as you think you can, you're gonna take it, you're gonna fold it in half, fold it in half again. Get your pizza pan, place the center at about the center of the pan, unfold, unfold. If it sticks a little bit like that, just try and separate it, okay? And then you're going to, with your hands, you're gonna spread it out over the rest of the pan, trying to make sure that it is not too thick in one spot and that you're not tearing it. Now, if you want to, at home, make a stuffed crust pizza, you would have to let your dough rise for at least an hour, and then it would have to roll out bigger than the pizza pan. You would roll it out so that it hung over the pizza pan a good inch. You would put cheese right along the edge, and then you would flip over your dough and press it into place. And that is how you would create a cheese crust. All right, so I've got my dough flat and on the pan. It says using a large spoon, you're gonna spread the sauce over the dough and you're gonna top with cheese and pepperoni. Now, you can, again, you don't have to use the full amount of sauce that I use. If you have any left over, please bring it back up to the demo table and put it into the container. Okay, and while we're doing this, while we're preparing this, let's flip our papers over to the back. Okay, on the back it says number 3 under food for thought. What other things could we add to the pizza? I want you to write down 3 other things that you could add to pizza. Whether you eat it or not, let's just put down 3 things. Okay, our next question. What other foods could you serve to make this a balanced meal? All right, so let's think about that for a minute. What else could we serve with pizza? If you really think about it, pizza can be a balanced meal, depending on your toppings. That could be the answer to your question. Now, as far as the pepperoni, you guys have a choice with the pepperoni. If you want to keep it whole like that, you can. If you want to cut it, and so you have more pepperoni, you can also do that. So I will put your knives out on the demo table. You want to stack the pepperoni in a little pile, and you want to slice it I slice it into 3 strips. That way I have more pepperoni on my pizza than just big pieces. Okay, so you're going back to our questions. Number 5 says, how could you make sure that this is lower in fat? Pizza, unfortunately, although it can be all a balanced meal, it can also be kind of high in fat. So one of the ways that I lower it in fat when I make this at home is I use turkey pepperoni instead of beef pepperoni. It has a lot less fat in it, but it tastes the same. Number 6, what does the yeast do for this recipe? The yeast helps it rise. And the unexpected problem that could happen, number 7, is you could not finish it in time or over knead your dough. And looking back at our recipe, it says you're gonna bake for 15 to 18 minutes on 425. When we have 2 times like that, you're gonna set it for your first time. So we will set it for 15 minutes, and then it may have to go as long as 18. Those of you that are cooking in the afternoon, your pizzas may finish quicker than those of you that are cooking in the morning. And that's classic pepperoni pizza.